Where do you go from here?
Yeah, I didn't certainly didn't make a lot of putts in the first couple days, and as I said yesterday, I had 3 putts the first couple days, and that's one shot off the lead. Yesterday, obviously did not play well, and today was a little bit of a struggle out there in these conditions. Conditions are tough out there, and not a lot of low scores out there for sure.
What did you think Merion played as a U.S. Open golf course?
It played tricky. I mean, the rough was up. They were raking the rough up, every morning into the green, and the pins were really tough. I mean, they Cooch and I were talking about this morning is that we knew all the areas they were going to put it, but we were probably sometimes even 3 paces off within the area. They put it so close to the edge. A couple times they're a step over a hump. Didn't think they were going to be that difficult, but given the soft conditions, I think that's what they tried to do.
As frustrating as this was for you, what was your overall experience in Philadelphia, first major with the fans, and this week of golf?
It was a good week overall. With that, I'm sorry, but the golf wasn't what I would like to have it by the end of the week. But this was a fantastic atmosphere. The people were into it. Obviously there weren't as many people as some of the U.S. Open sites, but this was I think more intimate. The people were very close to you. Sometimes we get a lot of people like at Bethpage, but they're so far off, away from us. Here, because the property is so small, I think and the galleries were certainly a little bit closer than they have been in most U.S. Open sites.
It took a long time to get a U.S. Open back here. Would you like to see a U.S. Open back here at Merion?
I'm sure it'll come back. I mean, I think that there are some venues that are going to make more money with hospitality and that nature. But I think that overall as a golf course, yes, it can be played. I mean, they moved the tees back and they gave us some pretty tough pins this week. But certainly as a golf course wise, it could definitely host another major championship. But I don't know if the USGA wants to. They're making a lot of money at some of the other venues.
What would you prefer?
What's that?
What would you prefer, this kind of course or a bigger course with more people?
It doesn't matter, as long as I get the W.
Tiger, the way you putted, is that something you can work on, or was it just a field thing?
I struggled with the speed all week. These greens are grainy. It's one of the older bent grasses, creeping bent, so it's a little bit grainy, and I struggled with the speed, especially right around the hole. Putts were breaking a lot more, and I'd give it just a little bit more break, and then it would hang, and that's kind of the way it was this week.
Are you encouraged by how many fairways you hit?
Well, that's kind of the way I've been hitting it all year.
Tiger, how do you feel about your iron play this week? How you
It wasn't as sharp as I'd like. I just didn't quite hit the ball. I hit the ball on the correct distances most of the time, but they weren't in the correct areas that I'd like to have it. I was trying to hit the ball in certain spots and give myself uphill looks or some other putts, but I just didn't quite do that.
Tiger, some of the players said pin placements were fair, some said they weren't fair. The best in the world, are they fair? Were they fair?
They were tough. They were tough, and that I can understand what Mike and the staff are doing because it's soft out there, and trying to protect par, even though they say they don't. But I understand what they're trying to do, and the hard holes played really, really hard, and obviously the short holes we could get after it a little bit. But some of these pins, they were a step over some of the humps, and that's a little bit tighter than we were all expecting going into the week.
Tiger, do you just forget about how you played this week, or is there a lesson to be learned?
There's always a lesson to be learned in every tournament, whether you win or lose. And I'll look back at the things I did right and the things I did wrong.
What did you do right? What did you do wrong?
I did a lot of things right, but unfortunately I did a few things wrong as well.